going on, good people? It's your boy James Harris, man. Listen, today we're going to talk about relationships. The trauma bond video was received well, and a lot of people gained a lot of insight. But a couple questions came to me and said, "Hey, what does a healthy relationship look like? Or am I in a healthy relationship? Or how can I get out this trauma bond situation?" So today, that's why we're going to talk about relationships, healthy relationships. What do they look like? I'm James Harris. I'm founder of a movement called Men to Heal, which focuses on men's overall wellness, their mental health, as well as their physical health. And I'm also the author of Men Just Express Yourself. And you can definitely grab that, your copy at Barnes& and Nobles, Target, Walmart, Amazon, and of course my website, men2heal.com. I definitely appreciate you guys, the parents who purchased it for their sons, the wives who purchased it for their husbands, my fellow clinicians, man, who got this in our lobby. I definitely appreciate it, and the ones who use it in practice. Um, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this good content. Before I dive into healthy relationships, I just want to read a question that came through from one of the subscribers. So my wife and I loved your video on trauma bonds. Let's just say we're on a new growth path. Do you think if we resolve our trauma, we will still be in love? Yes, I definitely think that if you guys continue on this growth path that you set on, you will remain in love. I definitely think addressing those traumas will help you guys form new compatibility. You guys may grow at different times and I guess ratios is based on the level of resilience that each of you probably have and the type of trauma that you guys probably sustained, whether that was in your childhood or your adulthood. But I definitely think it's worth you guys continue to process that trauma to move forward. But again, as long as you guys are compatible and as long as you guys are building a friendship beyond focusing on that traumatic event that's taking place within you guys' life, you guys should be fine. Continue to grow within each other and use each other for support. It's a support video on my page as well if you guys want to check that out. But I definitely appreciate your question. I definitely, I look forward to hearing from you guys. Hopefully you guys can continue to elevate. I think it'll work out for you. So let's dive into relationships. It's definitely important to learn to identify when a relationship is going well. And a lot of people don't know when it's going well. They tend to assume that they know their partner. So one thing you definitely have to do is ensure that you're having proper communication with your partner. It's a communication video on my page as well if you need that. Healthy functions in a relationship have different characteristics. You definitely want to ensure that you got commitment, especially in your romantic relationships. Like that's where the healthy start. So if you have a strong commitment, you can have those things like love, trust, affection, and different things like that. So we're gonna dive into all of that. There shouldn't be any other optional, within that relationship. If you can't trust somebody, why even, try to move forward? So when things are missing, you definitely have to address those things, or you have to let your partner know what it is that you want or you don't want. So those things will definitely assist you in having a positive relationship as well, especially a healthy relationship with the communication. Because if you with somebody, you can't articulate to them how you feel, or they can't, understand how you feel, then y'all might have an issue as well. So definitely check out those previous videos on trauma bonds, communication, and stuff like that. So the trauma bond video explained toxic relationships and being focused and centered around trauma that you guys may have had that had an unhealthy attachment within a relationship. This video is going to focus on good, healthy relationship and the different qualities that one relationship might possess. I'm gonna just drop some different things, elements in a healthy relationship. No particular order. You use them how you see fit. But in most healthy relationships, it is a level of trust is there. So if you're talking about trust, it's like one of the most important characteristics in a relationship. Without trust, there's a lack of a solid foundation on which builds like that emotional intimacy. And like you can have that empathy for your partner and display certain sympathies also if you got that level of trust. You can display a certain level of vulnerability with your partner once that trust is built up. And of course, trust can go from not having it to over a period of time, you trust this person with your life to make decisions to, you know, that person is you. Like, it's no doubt that I know my partner is going to take care of me. So once you have that level of trust, you definitely can believe in your partner to do all the things that you would do in most cases, whether that's business, whether that's relationships with the children or partnerships and stuff like that. You'll know without a doubt, I trust my partner. They're going to make this decision as if we both came up with it. But of course, you want to talk to your partner too. Another thing that you got to have in a healthy relationship is respect. Respect is like every bit of importance within close relationships or partnerships. Healthy relationship, people talk to each other in ways that don't, that you shouldn't talk in ways to like invalidate a person or make them feel belittled and stuff like that. You definitely want to ensure that you're treating people the way you want to be treated. It should be such a value there that their opinions matter, they are valid, they are in this relationship. Respect is definitely a fundamental piece within a relationship. Another one is definitely communication. So I'm not going to get too much in communication because it is a communication video on here, and I definitely want you guys to want to check that out. But communication is like one of those fundamental things too. You got to ensure that you're comprehending the message. And of course, it's a giver of the message, the receiver of the message, but somebody has to go along the way and ensure that we're comprehending each other in what you want me to do or what you're asking me to do. So definitely ensure that you do that. And if you have good communication, the other characteristics can fall in place in most cases. So also, even learn to acknowledge the difficulties when you're feeling a certain way. You should be able to go to your partner and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. And they should be able to try or understand you and console you, or, you guys come up with some type of compromise to make it better. So communication is definitely a vital piece within relationships. Another important factor in relationships, you got to have some type of empathy. Like, can you truly put forth the effort to understand their perspective if you're not being empathetic? Even when you disagree with somebody, you got to have some type of, okay, let me put myself in your shoes type, just so you can try to comprehend where they're coming from. And it might be foreign to you and it makes no sense, but you still have to try to understand what that person means or what that person is trying to relate to you. Does that pain spur you, to help them get better in most cases? So I'm going through this. Let me switch places with you to see if I feel the same way. Do I have that same amount of pain? And in most cases, you may or you may not. But the fact that you try to understand, I think, will definitely assist your partner. Do you feel happy about the triumphs? Empathy is a crucial for long-term love. Like with empathy, you're able to build a pathway to continue to grow with each other. And growing with each other takes time, and it also takes patience. Patience is one of those things where healthy, loving relationships extend to each other. Basic common, will allow you peace, flexibility, support when the other person is having a bad day or, not their happy-go-lucky self. You got to have patience. You got to have understanding. You just got to be there for them and support them. I mean, those type of things will allow you to have a strong, healthy relationship. And with that, going through those trials, tribulations, those happy times, those not so great times, you got to have some type of appreciation for your partner. Appreciation is one of those things where it's pretty much you displaying gratitude. When somebody feel appreciated, they tend to work a little bit harder, not only in relationships, but in like the workplace and the community and stuff like that. Like when you feel validated, when you feel that I'm doing a good job and this person recognize it, that's a different type of love right there. So you definitely want to ensure that you're displaying appreciation, whether that's verbally or whether that's reciprocating actions. In most cases, people want you to just reciprocate what I'm doing. Like, hey, look at me, I'm being an amazing partner. This is all you have to do. But that might not be how they display their love for you. So you have to, again, go to communication, but appreciation hey, listen, I thank you for doing the dishes. I thank you for taking the time out to do X, Y, Z. Just show that you care. So the next time you think that it doesn't matter what you say, or if you like don't acknowledge that person, definitely think again. Your partner definitely wants you to acknowledge that they are in fact trying, or not that same person that they were when you first met them. In most cases, if it was a negative situation, like people grow, so definitely acknowledge the fact that that person has grown to the man or woman that you want them to be, and I guarantee they continue to work at it. Um, Another thing that makes relationships healthy is, of course, reciprocity. You both just generally do for each other, when needed. Like, and then sometimes you do it just because you know your partner like it. Oh, I know my partner like these chips. Let me get that. And of course, when she go to the grocery store now, she's going to ensure that you got certain things, or just I'm gonna do for you because I know you'll do for me. And since you did for me, I'm going to do for you. So that reciprocity thing is big. It's a give take in a relationship. Um, it may or may not even be equal, but that's not your decision. Your thing is like, let me take care of my partner. It's your partner's responsibility to view that the same way and say, let me take care of my partner. But you're only responsible for yourself. You can only do your job. So your job is to take care of your partner. That reciprocity will come though when your partners see that you always constantly go above and beyond. They may try to meet you or beat your standards, which is a good thing. So now you got a relationship where two people are just giving, two people are just nurturing. So that's a healthy relationship. But just make sure that you understand your level of how much you can overextend or how much you can give. Also, both partners may feel comfortable overall, with the level of giving and taking that exists in a relationship. But you also have to communicate this, because if you want to give and you're not in a position to give, just make sure that your partner understands that, so you're not, taken from a situation or finances, and have to replace it later, or you can't afford certain things. So just make sure you communicate with your partner. But again, if you show that appreciation, that reciprocity will be understood. Have room for growth in your relationships too. That's definitely important. To continue to grow, it's unrealistic and unhealthy to expect two people to remain the same, especially after months, after years. People change, people get new knowledge, people get in different scenarios, situations. Even if you take COVID been around for like a year now. And at the beginning of COVID, your partner, your friends, family was probably a certain way, but throughout COVID, they probably changed, they probably adapted to certain things, and now, they're still growing, they're still learning, they probably acknowledging different things that they want to do or don't want to do. But don't take it too personal. You got to have room for flexibility and growth within your relationships. Relationships don't have to end or suffer because of growth. Like, you guys can grow together, or you guys can formulate a plan and acknowledge that, all right, you're going in this direction, I'm going in this direction. We still love each other. Let's figure out how to grow together at some point or in some space. Which is another thing, which leads me to conflict resolution. So if you guys are having disagreements, that's important. It's okay to have disagreements, but what's not good is the disrespect that comes with that, like start belittling and cussing and all those other things. So conflict resolution is definitely a way that you guys can talk through with respect, empathy, and have understanding for each other. Healthy relationships refrain from the stonewalling, the gaslighting, escalating into personal attacks where there's differences of opinions. I had a couple session with these two married couples, been married plus 20 years, and they are of different political backgrounds. One's a Republican, one's a Democrat, and they have conflict. So, with the past couple elections, they've been historic and monumental. So you can imagine the disagreement that goes on in the house. So I was explaining to them that, disagreement is okay, but the name calling and, all the extra stuff is not okay. You guys have to come to some type of resolution within that. Long story short, they're on good terms. They understand each other. And now one of the exercises I gave them is moderate the intake of political news that they receive from each other. So if they're going to watch it, but don't bring it to your partner, or don't debate your partner on it. You know, you guys got to live together. End of the day, and the politicians gonna do what they want to do or do what they don't want to do, which shouldn't cause an issue within your relationship. But now that you guys are here, let's figure out how to resolve these minor conflicts that you guys are having, especially if you guys know that they throughout all you guys' relationship, it's only confrontation or higher confrontation during election season. You know, come on, we got to be better than that. So they understood it, and long story short, they're doing wonderful. It's okay to disagree, but not attack and disrespect your partner in relationships. So definitely work on that. With that though, too, you definitely got to be open and honest within your relationship. So open and honesty. I know I said a lot, but open and honesty is definitely important. So the different level of openness, honesty within your relationship will definitely have your partner willing to disclose certain things with you. That will also improve trust. That will also improve them just willing to be vulnerable with you, which is a good thing. Partners who make their true selves, like not hiding their emotions, trying not to deceive your partner, or just, you know, put different things aside within your relationship, may jeopardize your relationship if the foundation not there. So definitely make sure that it's built on honesty and openness. Listen, man, I definitely appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys have a healthy relationship out there. And if you don't have a healthy relationship with your partner, hopefully you're in a position to enjoy your singleness, but also learn these traits. So when you do meet that person, you are in a position to go in a relationship with full expectations of, I'm being open, honest, vulnerable, and I'm going to display empathy. I'm going to reduce conflicts. I'm going to have trust in this person. You know, we're going to go from there, man. So definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in time after time. I love the support. Definitely appreciate you. So feel free to like, share, subscribe. Submit me your questions as well, just in case it's something that I didn't cover or something that you would like to see within the next video. Thank you.